This is a special edition of Issues in Education. I'm Jennifer Blum, and we're coming to you live from the brand new Dressel Elementary in the Lindbergh School District. And my guests today are Michelle Dirksen, who is a parent, Amelia Dirksen, who's a fifth grade student, and Steve Schmitz, who is a fifth grade teacher. Thank you all for joining me.
Thank you.
So, Steve, you have Amelia as a student?
I don't have her in my class, but have her obviously in fifth grade. So
Okay,
we've known her sisters for the past few years, too. She's had two sisters that have come through Lindbergh as well. So.
Oh, that's good. So, Amelia, if I ask you questions about your teacher, we're not naming who the teacher is, and so you can give me honest answers.
Okay.
So, Amelia, what are some of your favorite subjects here at Dressel Elementary?
I love writing.
Oh.
I also love reading a lot.
Mm-hmm. Tell me some of your favorite books and what you like to write.
I'm starting the Harry Potter series, and I really like it. And I love to write
Stories, or more like a newspaper reporter? Or?
More like stories.
Mm-hmm. Well, good for you. And when you first saw this brand new school, where did you used to go to school before Dressel? Sappington. What was your favorite part of the new Dressel Elementary?
I loved the art room and the gym.
Well, the gym is very cool
Yes.
here with that big wall of windows.
Yeah.
So I have a question for Amelia and Michelle, Amelia's mom. Let's talk about homework. Who works harder on homework, parents or students? Mom?
Student. We have a big rule in our house that homework gets done immediately when they get home from school. So Amelia usually has her homework done before I even walk in the door. Or if it's reading, which is every night, we'll do that before bed. So sometimes she reads to herself, sometimes I read with her. But I have to say that they do a really good job of minimizing the homework. So everything she's asked to do, she understands why she's doing it. So it's usually, I can't even recall the last time my child brought home a worksheet to do. It's mainly just everyday skills. So reading, math facts, and things that they need to work with repetition and getting better at. So I always feel like sometimes it's in the past or a long time ago, and that it was just work to be brought home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, we have to give them something, so let's give them a worksheet. And that's not the case anymore. And I've noticed that with all three of my daughters coming through, that each year it becomes less and less, and it's more about the family and doing things together and maybe documenting that. Mm-hmm. The solar eclipse was a perfect example.
Oh, what did you think of that, Amelia?
I loved the solar eclipse.
So did I.
much.
How old are your sisters?
One is 15 or 14, and one is 17.
Oh, so you're the baby of the family.
Yes.
So what time do you get off school, and then what time are you finished with your homework, since your mom said you have to do it the minute you get home?
We get off school, I think, 3:15, and then when I get home, usually reading's one of the things which I do before bed. But, like, tonight we have to look at the moon, so I'll probably do that at night.
Oh, what time do you get up, and what time does school start?
School starts at 8:45, I think, and I ride the bus, so the bus picks up around 8:01, kind of. So we usually come to the bus stop around 7:50 or around there.
So, Steve, tell us about being a fifth grade teacher here at Dressel Elementary. What subjects do you teach?
So I teach reading, writing, math, and social studies. And then in fifth grade, we switch with one other teacher. So my students go to one other teacher for science, and then I teach social studies twice. So.
And how do you think teaching has changed since you were a young student in elementary school?
Ooh, wow. I feel like it's a lot more student-centered. Our students get a whole lot more choices when they're in school as to, how they're going to learn, and even sometimes what they're going to learn. It's more of a collaborative approach. I remember being in school. I was telling my kids this today. You guys get to read books in school that you're choosing to read. When I was in school, I would read books that I was forced to read. Mm-hmm. Maybe they weren't, books that I necessarily wanted to read. Nowadays, we give students a lot more choice. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things. It's more of a collaborative approach between us and the students.
Amelia, you said you like the art room and the gym. What's gym class like these days?
We usually go in and start by the instant activity. So usually it's like pass a fluff ball with a friend or pass the soccer ball.
What's a fluff ball?
It's like a bunch of thread, not like thread, but like string into a ball. So like when you throw it, it's very lightweight, but it goes pretty far.
Mm-hmm. And do you play any team sports?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
We play some tag games, and we jog. We have like a jog every time in class. So.
And how do you feel about lunch?
I love lunch, but.
How are the lunches here at Dressel Elementary, or do you bring your lunch?
I've brought my lunch so far, but they look pretty good.
So, John, tell me what your favorite subjects are here at Dressel and what your day looks like.
I would say reading is my favorite. I also like math.
Mm-hmm.
And a regular day would be we get at school when I take the bus. So I take the bus, and then we arrive here at school. We usually do writing first. After writing, we do specials or block, which is gym, PE, music, or STEAM, whatever we have that day.
What is STEAM? Tell me about STEAM.
STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of goes with library and electronics, and we're going to build robots in that class.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
And so tell me how much homework there is, Jeff, that John comes home with.
You know what? It varies. I would say it's about typically 20 minutes a day. Depends if they have a test or a quiz or a project.
Mm-hmm.
I know they want 20 minutes of reading every day, and and maybe it's a couple worksheets, but it seems pretty consistent that it's not a ton, but they do a lot of work in school,
mm-hmm.
and and like the other parent, John does most of it himself, and if he needs help, we're here to help. But they do a good job in class working with the students.
Mm-hmm. And then in your free time, John, what do you like to do?
I play sports. I play a lot of sports.
Oh, tell me, what do you play?
I play soccer, basketball, and baseball.
And what's your favorite of those three?
Soccer.
What do you like to watch sports-wise on TV and other programs?
Basketball, I would say, and Animal Planet.
So, Steve, what are some of the challenges for fifth graders as they start school this year?
Fifth grade, we're just trying to right now we're all focused on really trying to get to know each other in our classrooms. That's one of the biggest things is we're just developing relationships with each other so that we can trust each other, later on in the school year.
What school were you in before, John?
Savington.
So now there are a bunch of new kids here, right, from all different schools?
Yes.
What was that like?
That was good for me. I knew some of them through other programs like Lindbergh Soccer Camp,
mm-hmm.
but it was good for me because I met a lot of new people.
So you sound like an extrovert, like you don't have trouble making friends.
Not really.
You take after your dad?
I hope so.
Okay, so let's continue. After one of the challenges, Steve, is for all the kids to get to know each other because they've come from all different elementary schools.
Right, exactly right now. We're trying to build what Dressel is. This is becoming a school now. Before, it was a building, and it's an awesome building. But now, the teachers and the students are what's really making it a school. And, so we're trying to, develop our mission statements even as a classroom of exactly what that is and what that means to us. And that's going to kind of pave the way for all the rest of the learning that we're going to do this year. So,
So what advice would you give to kids who are coming to a new school and maybe didn't have as easy of a time as you have making friends? Because not everybody's that outgoing.
Yeah, I would say just be yourself.